Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to another episode of The Cider Drinker. And today we are back with the Norfolk Raider Cider Company. About a month or so ago, maybe even longer, I tried their Honey Bell, which was their honey-infused cider, and you know what? I quite enjoyed it. If you want to see my review of it, I'll pop a card up somewhere in this review. But today I am trying out, well, probably one of their traditional ciders, I suppose you could say. I am having a bottle of their Wingman Cider, which, as you can see, comes in 500ml glass bottles, as I think most of their range does. And this one comes in at a pretty respectable 6.2% ABV. Now, the more that I look at the Norfolk Raider Cider Company's range, I can tell that the labels are like 1940s aviation themed, definitely centred around sort of like World War II, like symbology and iconography, and sometimes like, you know, pin-up girls and stuff like that. So I'm sure they've got maybe a little bit of history behind that. I'm not exactly sure. Little caveat before we dive into this bottle. This is ever so slightly out of date. I didn't realise that it ran out of date last month, but to be fair, ciders don't really go out of date. They probably just get stronger, to be fair. So it's produced in Norfolk using local apples, so that's good. We are very proud of all the flavours of our cider. Each variation carries some family tradition with much thought and care. In our opinion, this all comes together to make the best cider around. So this is a Wingman's still cider. Doesn't actually say what style of cider it's going to be, so I don't know if it's going to be sweet or dry or medium or somewhere in between. Ingredients: apple juice, water and sugar. No artificial colourings and may contain sediment. So at least there's transparency on the bottle, you know what you're getting. So there is sugar added into this. I'm sure they've got their reasons why. Some people won't like that, other people probably won't even care, like myself. So let's get this top open and see what I make of it. Now, I have got a little bit of something to say about this company, but I'm going to wait until I do another of the other two bottles that I've got before I dive into that. So yeah, let's get this poured out and let's just see. But as I said, it was a very good first impression when I had their Honey Bell, so I'm hoping that this is going to continue on. So, I don't know why, but oh yeah, I was going to say, I don't know why, but I'm imagining it's going to be relatively dry, and I can smell that already. So, as you can see, well, obviously it's a still cider, so there's going to be no carbonation there. Not really any sediment to talk of, but that's a lovely deep amber colour there. Slightly translucent, actually. It's not completely filtered down, so that's always a good sign. So, what does it smell like? Sorry about that, guys. My door buzzer went off, and no idea who it was, so I didn't really answer it. So, anyway, I was getting into the smell. And yeah, it is dry. Acridly dry. Sharp. Tart. Crikey. This smells like it's going to be like sandpaper in the desert dry. But I guess we'll have to wait and see until I give it a go, shall we? So here we go. Cheers, everyone. Well, let's see what this one makes. Well, what I make of this one. Wingman Cider. Cheers. More fruity than I was expecting. Sweeter. The nose is definitely different from the taste. There's definitely a full body behind it. Slight caramel. Almost a sweet, like a pink marshmallow flavour. That sounds weird, but yeah, like it's the pink marshmallows you get in the packs. I'm getting a touch of almost like it's been aged in like port casks or like red wine casks or something like that. I'm definitely getting those sort of flavours coming off the flavour. There you go. touch of earthy smokiness to it. Definitely not what I was expecting from the smell, that's for sure. Wow. It's definitely sweeter than I was imagining. You are getting a little bit of a syrupy build-up at the back of, just at the back of the throat, with obviously the inclusion of the sugar. You're going to get that. So I was kind of expecting it going into this. There's some nice flavours to this. That port, red wine cask sort of flavour is lingering around in my mouth as well. This isn't bad. This is not bad at all. The smell totally didn't give anything away on the taste, that's for sure. There's almost like a honey sweetness to it as well, like a velvety smooth texture behind it. Very akin to the Honey Bell actually, but definitely different flavours going on here. I'd love to know what apple varieties went into this, but the bottle literally gives nothing away about that. But yeah, this is not bad at all. Strangely enough, despite all this, there's something that's just, I don't know, slightly lacking, and I can't quite put my finger on what it is. You definitely wouldn't be able to tell this was 6.2%. Not at all. This is really easy drinking. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. I'm going to go in for a final taste before a final verdict. The more I'm drinking it, the more that porty, red winey sort of influence is coming through on the flavour. Strange how the nose was so different to the taste. That's quite mind-boggling, to be fair. Yeah, it's pretty good, I've got to say. Do I prefer it to the Honey Bell? Not quite. I think I preferred the Honey Bell to this one, mainly because you sort of knew what you were getting with that cider. You knew it was going to be sweet because of the honey added into it. And, I mean, this has got some lovely flavours behind it. Pardon me. But yeah, I don't know. I can't quite put my finger on it, but there is something slightly lacking in its character. Not saying that this is a bad cider at all, because it most definitely isn't, and you'll see when I give it the rating. But I can't remember how much I paid for this. I think it was somewhere in the region of £3.29 a bottle, which is a little bit on the steep side for a cider. Well, in some places anyway. In other places it's probably quite cheap. But if I was going to get one of the two again, I'd probably get the Honey Bell over this. But I would definitely say for you guys to go out and give this a go as well. If you're around the Norfolk area, you've probably seen this around a fair bit. So, with that said, for a final verdict, I'm going to go and give Norfolk Raiders Wingman Cider a 7 out of 10. Still very much worth seeking out and trying out a bottle of theirs. They are based in Rackheath in Norwich. So if you are around that area, I'm sure you will find them around. There is actually little bits of sediment on the bottom of the bottle there, so that's probably why it's slightly translucent. So yeah, definitely still worth a go, and well, I'm sort of looking forward to trying out the other two ciders that I've got, but as I said, there's a little caveat to that. But that's for another time. That is another episode of the Cider Drink for you guys. I hope you liked it, and as usual, I will be back with another delicious and tasty cider soon. Until then, hope you enjoyed it, and I'm definitely going to go and enjoy the rest of this Wingman Cider from Norfolk Raider. Take care, guys. Till next time.